Hey guys, it's Craig here, Squatcher1222 at gmail.com. Research areas. What is a research area? How do we find a research area? How do you claim one for yourself? Or if we do even claim them, how big is a research area? Is it 1 acre, 2 acres, your backyard, a state park, for instance? Is it just a big field over here? Is it a river, watershed? How big is a research area? Do you stay in one location in that area? You move around? Are you staying at one location even if you're not yielding results? Do we overexpand ourselves and have an area too large, just too much for one person to handle or your group to handle? How do we know how big this area is if it's too much? How often do we change up our spots and change up our tactics, or do we? What's working in your areas? What seems to yield the best results, and how do we come to that conclusion? What time of the year is the best? What month is best for you? What day is best? What time of the day is best? What hours are best? I mean, are you getting this information? Are you documenting it? How often are we in our areas? Are you there on a camping trip once a year? You're there every 3 weeks, every month. You like me? You're lucky enough to go out every weekend, or do you live in this area? Um, So how often are you in your area? Do we keep it the same old tactics again, or do we completely switch it up? Do we do a combination of both? Do we gradually do this, or I'm only doing this, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm doing this? Or do you gradually move over to this area? And how do we make that leap from one thing to the next? How do you know when it's time to move on, or do we move on? Curious your thoughts. Again, all these are questions. This whole episode is all questions. Dogs or no dogs? I don't know. I've been out the majority of my time without dogs and found results. I've been out with dogs. Um, they've led me on to other things. Their scent, their awareness of their surroundings. Speaking of scent cover or no scent cover when we go out. Charlotte J at 136. Awesome question. Awesome. I've never considered this. Scent cover, no scent cover. Let me know what you guys think. That goes along. Me and him discussed it a little bit. Me personally, I tend to wear a similar outfit every time, not on purpose. It's just coincidence. It's what I grab. I go out. Generally, a dark T-shirt, flannel, some khakis, or something to carry my stuff in my bag. Um, I don't wear cologne or anything like that, and I don't know. But let's hear it. What you guys wear cologne? Get results. Don't wear cologne. Get results. Natural, not natural. Do we cover our scent like a hunter would? Do we go sit and wait? In a blind or something. I thought about that. You guys let me know. We're curious. Like I said, shout out to Charlotte J 136 for the interaction. That's great. That's what we're here for, to learn from each other. Do we go all men? Do we do all women? Do we do men and women? Do we do a ratio, all men, one woman, or a 4-to-1 ratio? I'm sorry, something like that. Do we do children? Do we bring children out there? If you do bring a child out there, are you gonna get beat up for, oh, you're putting a child in danger, or are you just camping and this happens? That goes back to another thing. Are we out there camping and that's in our research area? That's how we research, or are we researching and camping as a part of it? Either way, I hope we're having a good time out there. That's what the point of this is. But distress calls. Do we do wounded animal calls? Do we do owl calls? What do we do? What are we doing out there? What makes you think this is a research area? And if it is your research area, what do you think draws this creature to the research area? Is it food, an ample abundance of food? Is there crops nearby? Um, Lots of deer, lots of wherever you live, maybe elk, whatever. Is there lots of it? Is there lots of water? Good shelter for it to hang out. Caves, they say, ridges, ridge tops from the sound. Where are they staying? I don't know. If we're baiting out there in our areas, what are we doing for bait? We using trail cams? Or are we using like sticky traps, like duct tape around a tree to try and catch hair samples up in the air where we know something's high? You've heard of Tag 7 down there. drawing a blank right now, but just different things, just different samples. What are we doing as far as baiting? What are we using to bait? Are we putting a trail cam up with like some good, nice barbecue ribs or some fried chicken out there, something that they can't get all the time, smelling good? Or are we putting fresh fruits out there? Like, what are we using for baits? If we're gifting, what are we using for gifting? And how often do we go to this gifting spot? How did we happen upon this gifting spot? Are we getting return gifts? How often are we getting return gifts per our gifts? Are we keeping up with that? Are we getting a 2-to-1, 3-to-1? We're not 1-to-1. Like I said, what are we gifting? Are we gifting food? Are we gifting change? What are we getting in return? And how do we know? How do we know where someone's even taking it if it's not also a bait trap, also with a camera or something? I'm curious. I'm just like all questions. Again, are we researching these areas assuming Bigfoot is an animal even? Or is he supernatural? Is it something different? Is it something left over? Is it a really hominid? Or is it a Nephilim? Depending on your beliefs, what is this? Are we open-minded to having different results? Are we only researching for one way? So I believe it's an animal. I can only research animal wise. So all this other stuff that, this thing walked in front of me but disappeared. Well, that can't be Bigfoot because Bigfoot's an animal. So we neglect that. What are we doing? How do we decide what is and what isn't? And it goes back to my other thing last week about evidence. But are we open-minded in our research areas? Patience. How patient are we in these areas? Like, like I said, we have an area so large that we hurry through it and overlook. I've been guilty of this probably more often than not. Just, I got an area, say, and I set up an experiment and it's out there, man. It's like, so I know there's no human element or whatever. We're 7.5 miles out, let's say. I'm guilty of blowing through those first 7 miles just to get there. And I'm not, obviously I'm overlooking things because I'm not patient enough to get there, to let it come to me. So how patient are we? Are we always looking, always searching, or we know we got to get to this area, we got to get there, we got to hump it, we got to do it, and then we'll see what's going on. So we missed everything that we walked through. And in our haste, did we also deter our evidence of run? Well, what if we were so hastily that whatever was at our gifting spot or our trap noticed us coming and ran off because we were rushing through the woods? Well, are we that patient? Are we not that patient? And then how long do we stay in one spot while we're searching? Are we staying there too long? Is there any like an agreed upon amount of time that we wait before moving on, or is it random? Do we walk a mile, we wait 5 minutes? We walk another mile, we wait 10 minutes? I know everybody thinks I'm crazy. I've talked to a lot of people, and they're like, the distance I walk is insane. Yeah, it is, but I keep finding it the next 5 feet. So do I need to continuously walk through at a steady pace on my hikes? Do I need to walk a mile and wait, mile and wait, mile and wait? And if I do it that route, how long do I wait? Or do I do it a periodic mile each time? What do you guys recommend? What are y'all doing out there? It's all information we're trying to gather. Do we not? Do we rock clap? Do we do a call? Or do we let that come to us? And if we do, what works best and why? Do we do a knot because we're in a wooden terrain, there's not a lot of rocks around, so it's natural? Or do we do a rock clap in that wooden terrain because it would sound more distinct? Or vice versa, if you're in a rocky terrain, rock clap versus a tree knot? Or do we do a call in each area? When do you know what to do? And then how often do we do these calls? What's our patience level between these calls? And the quantity of our calls, 1 call, 2, 3, 4. A call, I'm saying a knock, a clap, or even a yell. I know I've been guilty of being out with groups. We've all been guilty. We've been excited. We're out together. We're hunting Bigfoot, man. We're having a good time. And what feels like 20 minutes and two tree knocks was probably 2 minutes and 30 tree knocks, and just we're excited and we're researching, but we're not documenting our time because we're excited about it. Like document. But how do we quantify this? And, how do we determine research if we're not doing it? How is it research if we're not documenting? And in our areas, like what works best for you guys, tell me, please. I want to know. I'll try it all. I'm out there. We'll try it. You tell me to do 53 tree knocks in a 7-minute span. I'm going to do it. You tell me we'll record it. We'll figure it out. Speaking of experiments and doing things, what about certain colors? What about certain objects you guys are out there doing during your gifting or your experimentations? Are you tracking it? You noticing a trend in a certain direction? All my blue stuff's going away, or if you're eating candy or sugary things versus fruits and vegetables, is all my sugary stuff going away? Are you documenting that? Are you noticing a trend on this? And how are you deciding upon this location that you're going to gift or do an experiment? I got experiments scattered throughout the woods. And the way I've just decided them is, oh, I heard a tree knock here, so let's do something here, or this looks odd. But why does it look odd? It looks odd to me, not because someone told me to do it or whatever. I don't know. So how does one know, excuse me, from one spot to the next, where to put it? I'm just curious. Like, let's talk about where you locate. Why do you choose that spot versus why I chose my spot? In our areas that we have as our research areas, do we go at it alone and keep them secret? Yeah, I hunt Bigfoot, but I won't tell you where. Or, yeah, I'm going out of the woods. I'm not going to tell you why. Or do we ask for help? Personally, come on. You guys want to help? You want to go with me? You want to help me on this adventure with me through just commenting through this? That's help. If you want to walk the distance with me, if you want to help me set up stuff, I'm asking for help. Some people don't. I'm just curious what works and how do we determine who helps? Like I say, I'm asking for help. How do I know what's going to work best for me and my experience or you and your experience? Personally, I'm real quiet when I walk. So I just kind of stalk through the woods, I want to see nature, want to see wildlife. I don't know. So I'm quiet when I walk. But say the guy helping me wants to walk through there playing his guitar and screaming and yelling. I hear that yields results. Personally, I don't know that I want that, but that's my personal and bias, like Dr. John said, bias. How do you know what works for you and what don't work for you? What do I need? 2 quiet, stealthy people walking, 2 loud people walking, one and not the same? What works? How do we do this? Let's figure this out together. This is what this channel is about. If we do share our areas, do we share our results? For example, I tell you, I'm in this location and I'm having this happen. What are you setting out? Oh, I'll tell you my experiment. I set out apples and they come and get them. Then they say, well, what kind of apples do you set out? Red or green? That's up for you to decide. Also up for you to decide is if I slice them open and I don't slice them open. Do I use, do we share that information? We share all information. If we are sharing our results and we're sharing our experiences in our area with other people, and we got people going out, so we're pushing, say I got 4 guys with me, it's me and 4 other guys. Do we all huddle up when we centralize our area and we're walking this certain trail? I'm 3 feet, you're 3 feet, or 10 yards, whatever. Is that how we're doing that? Or are we going, say there's 4 people, 2 and 2, or 1 and 1 and 2, or 1 and 1 and 1, and we spread out to try and elicit different responses? How do we do that? What are we doing there? Do we try and spread out and push a creature into an area that we got a guy set up down here, like they do in hunting and stuff? Do we try to stick together and be quiet, loud, whatever? Or we just hope we're going to outsmart them and be slick, sneak up on them? Probably not. It does happen, apparently. Or do we think they're just curious? So we're just going to ramble around through the woods and be obnoxious. Like, what are we doing? And curious. What about human decoys? If we do have multiple people while we're on the subject, while we're researching or sharing people, we're going out at night. We got 5 guys and only 4 headlamps. What do we do? Oh no. Do we use a human bait, a human decoy? Do we walk so far in the woods, 5 guys, 4 lamps, leave that guy, maybe turn off another lamp while we're there, walk further, leave another guy, turn around and walk back? Now you got 2 guys at different distances through the woods with no lamps on, 3 lamps walking back. Can Bigfoot count? That's one of the experiments we're out here trying to do. Me and Dr. John, can they count? It's crazy, right? Who knows? What if they can? So if they can count, did they see the 4 lights and the 5 people? Did they see the 5 people, 4 lights, and then all that came back? Or they just saw people go back and some come back? Light went out, light went back. Maybe it's the same. Did they know that there was that amount. So they're going to come in, they're going to walk past those 2 decoys. What are we doing in our areas? How are we researching? Are these ideas that you guys have thought of or doing? I'm just curious. What do we got going on? What are we really doing now? Guys, I'm working on some footage to trying to get together. I'm new to this whole internet and all, well, the videoing and stuff. I'm trying to get some footage together. If you guys, show you a few spots in my area, some stuff what I'm doing, some of the trails that I'm on, the results I'm yielding. Maybe you can compare back, or vice versa. I'm just let me know. And like I said, we'll pass it along to the next guy, or we'll just share information. That's what this is about: is sharing and learning and growing, figuring this out and having fun. Like I said, if you guys got an experiment you want me to do, let's go do it. I'll do it. I don't care. Email me, private message me, reach out to me, squatcher1222 at Gmail. Let me know. We'll do it. We'll discuss those results here on the channel, or we can keep those results through private. However you feel confident, it's up to you. Let's reach out. Let's figure this out together. But guys, always, until next time, like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to hopefully we can learn together, guys. I appreciate it. As always, enjoy it out there.